Boosie just announced that for the time being, he's starting his own podcast and he's done doing Vlad TV interviews unless Vlad TV is willing to pay him what he thinks he's worth. Now, Sean Cotton from Say Cheese is close to both Vlad TV and Boosie, and he reveals that the reason why Boosie is asking for a pay increase or asking for that much from Vlad TV is because Boosie's seeing what Vlad TV pays 6ix9ine.
I ain't do Vlad no more. We couldn't come up with a agreement. He didn't want to pay me. I wanted $5,000 more than he wanted to pay me. He didn't want to pay me, so I think I'm gonna make more money doing it this way. And I'm editing my interview now.
I don't know what time it is. Let's talk about it.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I get ready. Just 7 months. Let's go.
The reason why this shocked everybody, well, at least the general public, is because Boosie have sung Vlad TV's praises for giving him a lot of money for these interviews. Now, if you are privy to some information behind the scenes, that you know that Boosie lied about how much Vlad has been paying him for years. Like when Boosie went on the Breakfast Club and told the world like he made $500,000 this year off of Vlad TV interviews, but Boosie only did like 8 interviews that year. So people thought that Boosie was saying he was making over $40,000 per Vlad TV interview. I knew behind the scenes Boosie was lying because I understood that Vlad TV was paying Boosie dramatically less than $40-something thousand per interview. But Boosie wanted the world to think that he was making much more than he really was. And that in turn put Vlad in a lot of issues because now every guest that Vlad was trying to book, every high-profile guest, they was asking for the Boosie number, when in fact Boosie was lying the entire time.
Get millions. If not, I can make.
Ain't that kind of money in it?
I don't want it because I can make $500,000 with Vlad every year, man.
Damn.
Vlad. I don't really need it if it ain't.
Say that and Vlad helped me out a lot more. So I gotta, we gotta talk about you.
$500,000 with Vlad?
A year.
Close to it.
God damn, salute to Vlad then.
Almost immediately I found out that was cap. I know the real number, by the way, that Boosie was getting from Vlad, and it was nowhere close to $40,000 whatsoever. But Boosie was telling the world this. Now, Boosie kind of admitted he was capping because when he stopped doing Vlad TV interviews for a while, and when Vlad paid 6ix9ine $50K, Boosie then came out and said he only wants $40,000 from Vlad. Well, if you only want $40,000, then wasn't you already getting $40,000? You was making $500K a year from Vlad off of 8 interviews, apparently. So wasn't you getting paid already? But apparently not.
He pitched it to me, and I initially said no because the amount of money was too high, right? I never paid this much for an interview. And I was doing academic show.
And you're not going to say how much you paid him?
I'll say this.
I think you should not. So I back that. Because I feel like we don't want everybody to know what's possible.
I'll say this. It was more than Marlon Wayans wanted.
But besides the perpetual revenue percentage
I'll just
split.
leave it just at that.
Okay.
It was more than what Marlon Wayans wanted.
Right.
Right. But in this case, I felt this really was a very serious interview that would really blow up. Whereas a Marlon Wayans interview would just be a cool interview with a known actor/comedian.
And to be fair, 6ix9ine for the last 5 years or whatever has been very much kind of not doing long form interviews, and especially not the kind of interviews that you do where you go into the depths and details of everything. You know,
what I was going to do, I knew was going to be potentially big, but I wasn't going to do it just because of the price associated with it. And I was doing an academic show, and I mentioned to him as we were just hanging out afterwards. He was like, "Yo, man, you should do that shit." You should, that's gonna be the biggest shit. You should do that shit.
Marlon Wayne obviously asked for $40,000. We now know for a fact, I can tell you for a fact, Vlad TV paid 6ix9ine $50,000 for the interview. I don't even think it's a secret anymore. So when Boosie got that number in his head, Boosie like, I need 40. Vlad like, you don't need 40. I'm not giving you 40. It's not happening.
Get paid one time, so I got to get paid good. I'm sorry, I don't need a podcast. Are you done with DJ Vlad because he did one with 6ix9ine? Nah. You know how many rats Vlad done did podcasts with? That ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing against no 6ix9ine. I ain't got no beef with 6ix9ine. I don't care who Vlad doing no podcast with. That ain't none of my motherfucking business. But you gotta pay me. I don't give a f. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm feeding my family off a podcast. I ain't know what he paid 6ix9ine. He did? Shit. All I want is 40, bro. Like, I ain't on no 100K shit. Give me 40. I'm worth that, right? Am I worth that? 40? That's not why you haven't seen me on Vlad. I'm not mad about no 6ix9ine interview. I didn't even watch the interview. I don't watch other people's interviews. I don't watch other people's shit, bro. I just go up there and do me. I'm not worried about that's his job. If he want, that's Vlad's job. That ain't got nothing to do with me, bro. That ain't why you ain't just seen me on the Vlad TV. That's not it. I just haven't been paid. When it's time for me to get paid, when anybody, it's not just Vlad, anybody who want me on their podcast, I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm so ready to talk about this shit that's going on. I'm ready. I've been ready since in November. I'm ready.
I can tell you this for a fact. That 6ix9ine number that's flowing out there, that has been the biggest hindrance from Vlad TV and Boosie sitting down. Vlad offered Boosie a raise. Like, Vlad offered to give Boosie, a little bit more money, but Boosie wants to get to that $40,000 range because Boosie feels like if 6ix9ine can get 50, you giving me 20 is too disrespectful. All right. Now, I think Vlad even went up to because Boosie claims he just won 5K more. So I'm assuming Vlad went up to 30. And Boosie like, nah, I want 50 or 40. Now, Sean Cotton, right, who runs Say Cheese TV, he actually gives his take on this. Now, he goes on to say that the reason why Boosie is asking for this is because of him hearing how much Vlad TV paid 6ix9ine.
It gets tricky with the numbers because, like I said, this is a new business and it's really hard to see what somebody's really worth. Now, a lot of people, Boosie just came out saying that, he's not doing no more Vlad interviews because, they couldn't agree on the $5,000 increase. I think Boosie is worth that $5,000 increase. If that was me, if I was Vlad, I would have did it. Because Boosie doesn't do a lot of interviews. If you see a lot of these people, the OG Percy's, the Charleston Whites, it's a lot of people who do a lot of interviews, and I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. But Boosie's somebody who doesn't do a lot of interviews, and you could really pay him. And he hasn't been on Boosie in about 8 months. So the interview would have went crazy. A lot has passed. There's a lot to talk about. Vlad's just, I heard he's kind of, Vlad is Vlad, man. But yeah, it's a tricky game.
I agree if Boosie was asking for an extra 5 for a one-off interview, but if Boosie is asking for the extra 5 to be the new rate, then I understand from a Vlad angle. It's like, bruh, I can't afford to pay you the 5K extra, especially if the margins doesn't make sense, right? Like if Boosie is asking, hey, Vlad, give me $40,000 for my first return interview, and Vlad said, okay, bet. That's different from, hey, give me $40,000 every time I come and sit and do an interview with you. That's a little different, and that's where I think Vlad is like, hold on, bruh. This may not make sense whatsoever.
Charleston White kind of ruined the game too. Everybody wants, Charleston White is running around talking about how much he makes per interview. So now everybody's trying to be on his level. And it's not too many Charleston Whites in this interview space. I think Boosie, it's Boosie, Charleston White, and everybody else is seasonal, just depending on what's going on. But you got like Woody from Atlanta. He had hit me up and tried to charge me $10,000, and I don't get it. I don't get a lot of these dudes, like, and you know, if that's your worth, if that's what you feel like you're worth, that's what you feel like you're worth. But y'all aren't making $10,000. Y'all aren't even making the money back a lot of the times. So it was like, we pay y'all $10,000, and the interview only makes $7,000, and then it's just we lose, you win, and that's okay. That's how the business goes sometimes. I get it, but if I clearly see you're not making $10,000, why would I pay you $10,000 and you hitting me up? So I didn't understand that from Moody. Like, these people aren't trying to build with you. They're not trying to. Because when I found Charleston, it was, I didn't pay him for the first 2. Then I slowly started paying him.
I'm going to say this, and this is where I get on the side of the people asking to get paid. There is no building when it comes to a platform. There's no building. That's just a lie from the pits of hell. There is no building, okay? If you go on Sean Cotton and you do 1 million views 10 times, you are getting Sean Cotton the subscribers. You are building Sean Cotton's platform up. Sean Cotton could say, forget you today, and then bring on somebody else, and he already got the subscribers and the clout from it. There is no building, right? Like, you only value is what you get paid from them. Now, you know, like, there are things like, for example, you know, like, you go on Vlad TV and you get visibility and you might get extra bookings, cool. But those are the extra bookings outside of that platform. There's no building up. Like, there's no, yo, let's build this thing. No. You can only build something up if you have equity in that. So if I'm Woody, I'm not going for that kind of game as well. I'm not going for the let's build. Hold on, bro. What am I building? It's not my platform this interview is on. It's on your platform. No, give me my money, and you can build the platform based on the views I'm going to give you. So that part I understand. I'm not going for no let's build, right? But yeah, I do agree with Sean in terms of, because Charleston White, because Boosie, because other people have been so vocal about how much they're getting paid, now everybody and a mama is asking to be paid. I remember trying to book an interview at No Jumper, and it's somebody who we thought would be grateful to be on the platform, right? Because we just thought they was like an interesting character. They didn't really have like that much clout or nothing like that. It just seemed interesting. That person started asking, well, how much y'all pay? I said, huh? You? But that's the economy we're currently in right now. Now, do y'all feel like that's a good thing or a bad thing? Because some of the interviews that y'all want don't happen because people, you know, be wanting to get paid a lot.
Boosie wanting more. Now, I'm going to put y'all on game too. A lot of y'all are saying that Boosie wants more money because of he took a picture with Charleston White. Because Vlad took a picture with Charleston White and Boosie's mad at Vlad. That's not true. This all comes after 6ix9ine got cool with Vlad. And Vlad's running around saying, yeah, that's the most I ever paid for an interview. And Vlad is like, and Boosie like, hey, like, nigga, we over here, we do crazy too. We do 100 parts. We do 100-part joints. And then the full interview, you making a million, an extra million. Man, give me 5 more thousand. And that's why I'm saying, like, Vlad kind of being greedy. Cause it's like, Vlad, come on, bro. I run the YouTube too. I see what you making, champ. Like, give him his bread, give him what he's worth, and let's keep the business going. But Boosie is this is just what I'm hearing. Boosie's feeling some type of way because Vlad's running around talking about 6ix9ine this, 6ix9ine that. And he paid 6ix9ine a lot of money. I'm not gonna say it because that's his business, but he paid him a lot of money.
Say Cheese is saying Vlad is being greedy. Let me know what y'all think, man. I think for a one-off interview, it'll be worth it. I think if you're asking for an extra $5,000 every time we do an interview, and we're doing one like once a month. And the problem is too, a lot of these dudes who do get paid like 5, 10, 20,000, they go and do 100 interviews right away. And when they go and do 100 interviews right away, you know what happens? Well, it becomes oversaturated and the views go down, right? I think we learned earlier, like when Adam and 4Extra had their agreement, right? Adam made sure to like tell 4Extra, hey, this is an exclusive deal. You can't do no other interviews elsewhere because you don't want to get oversaturated. I think Crip Mac has the same problem. Crip Mac comes out of jail and he does 100 different interviews. And after a while, we done heard it already, right? Like, how many times can we hear 5-5 Crip? I mean, sir, like, we is good. You got it, bud. Right? How many times do we, right? But then if you're somebody who's in agreement with this person and, you know, they do ahead and do 100 different interviews and you already have a set price, then it's awkward to tell them, hey, I can't give you the usual price, bro. You done did 5 other interviews this month, man. Like, the views come down. But in the case of Boosie, he don't do that. So y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all believe that Vlad is being greedy, as Sean Cotton would say? Or do y'all feel like Vlad is right and he's astute by how he's doing things? Let me know, okay? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here or here, to find out how, this mistake that Playboi Carti just made is going to cost him everything. I'm going to see you guys in this Playboi Carti video. And if you enjoy my content, like the video and click the hype button that pops up after you like it. That's the best way to show support and push our videos in the algorithm. I'm going to see you guys in this Playboi Carti video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.